Hi guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It's not date or time specific, so whenever you come upon it, if it speaks to you, it might be your message at that time. You can be here as a cross watcher for an Aries. Sometimes you may need to flip the energies around. That's not a problem. Do keep in mind this is a general reading, though, not a private reading. So it may not resonate for all of you. Always best to just take what speaks to you, leave the rest. I am offering private readings, though, in case you missed that announcement. There's a link in the description box. If you scroll a little bit, that will take you to the booking page. I'm doing a little bit less for the month of August, just to kind of catch my breath. So if you don't see a spot open, just refresh after 7 p.m. Eastern time would be when new spots open up, just in case you want to know, okay? All right, so I am pulling from Divine Abundance Oracle to activate the reading. We are still in Lionsgate energy, which is all about miracles, magic, and manifestation. Lots of beautiful new light codes coming onto the planet. Really beautiful time of year. Here we go. Oh, sacrifice. Okay, Aries, hold on. It says, sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. So all that needs to go is being cut away. I love the sort of, it feels to me like devil energy being released. You know, what the ego tries to hold on to. And as we being souls having a human experience, the human part tends to get in the way. And so it just feels to me like the sacrifice word would be better served as surrender. I surrender to the divine within me, my connection to the divine. I release illusions. I release obsessions. I release addictions. I surrender to love because that's where the soul is headed. Okay, so that's sort of how I see the card. And yeah, there are times when surrender feels like sacrifice. We have to give up our crutches. We have to give up sometimes habits and patterns that we've become really accustomed to and that feel like friends to us. And that can feel like a sacrifice, but it's all part of surrendering to your higher self, to your soul's purpose, your reason for being. Okay? So let's jump in for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Whoops. There we go. Overall energy of the reading. Beautiful. Feels to me like what I'm looking at here is some form of a potential return, a potential reconciliation, or at least some form of compromise. Wow. This is amazing. So what I've got here is recent past, present energy, and near future. So if we look at the recent past, we've got the Death card, the Strength card, the World card, 3 major arcana. This represents a major shift. Something absolutely had to be released. That is what I'm seeing here. And it probably took some courage. You know, the Strength card is about overcoming obstacles and allowing that sense of getting a leg up, some assistance on some level. And it could be between you and your divine counterpart, but something was kind of in the way. And now I feel that you went through this cycle of cutting away the things that were holding back I don't want to say ascension, but it feels like the next best timeline for the connection. Something that was in the way. Because with the World card, there was a closing out of a cycle, so a new cycle could begin, but that couldn't occur until something was released. which took a bit of courage and took maybe some energetic assistance between you. Present energy, 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, and the 10 of Pentacles. And it's coming through as, okay, now where are we headed? The 2 of Wands is asking us, what do we want? What do I want in a world of possibilities? Well, maybe what you want is a long-term, lasting life partnership. This is about legacy. It is about growing a life with somebody. And these things take time. And it's a determination here in your present energy if you have the patience for that, right? Because sometimes we don't. Sometimes we want things to work on our own timeline and in our own time frame. And it feels to me like this is something that may need to be given an opportunity to unfold more organically, because what I see coming up in the near future is so beautiful. I feel like I'm seeing masculine coming toward the feminine with this beautiful Ace of Cups, an offer of love from the heart, something that you're waiting for. Okay? So when I say waiting for, it just means like there's just, I know what I want. I know where I'm headed. I know what path I'm meant to be walking. Now that I was brave enough to leave other things behind, now that we were brave enough to kind of cut out some of the ish that was getting in the way, we're in this new cycle now, and the anticipation, even though I'm not seeing the 3 of Wands, I'm feeling the 3 of Wands. We have the 2, which is where the decision is made, right? And if the decision is about the future, there is a degree of waiting that's involved. And it isn't about expectation, but more about anticipation. And I'd say the future looks pretty freaking beautiful. And it comes in on the high horse of the 6 of Wands. So that feels, well, let's just let the clarifiers tell us. 6 of Wands. Yes, there was definitely something here. That's no wonder we have the Strength card and the Death card in the past, because I definitely feel there was some kind of painful experience or ending, something that with an open heart you can probably make amends around it. I do feel I'm looking at this Queen of Cups as maybe the person who felt the most wounded by it, the most shut out by it, the most rejected or abandoned by it. And therefore with this 6 of Wands, it does feel like a return, someone coming in to make it right and to make peace. So that's the overall energy. Let's go ahead and look at the Strength card with the Death card, please. Page of Swords, 4 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. I'm going to say here, you weren't sure if you were going to make it. You weren't sure if you were going to come through this together. With the 9 of Pentacles underneath and unconscious awareness, there's that energy of the single person of the tarot, right? Kind of forging her own path. I feel like where things stood, it wasn't good. There wasn't happiness. There was disillusionment. From whatever it was that seemed to just keep coming up. I'm not seeing the signs of repeating patterns, but I'm feeling like it was something that kept coming up that you were totally unclear about and constantly seeking clarity and information and just not sure, are we going to make it through this or not? That curiosity of the Page of Swords seems to be like a huge question mark. But it does look like you were able to leave that behind. Now we'll look at Death in the World. Not without a fight, though. Not without a bit of struggle. Yeah, leaving behind the conflict, whatever that, and I'm saying it again, something icky really went down here. And look at this, just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, this energy of sort of leaving behind things that were disappointing, that created unhappiness or disillusionment. I honestly feel like it was a conscious choice, that it didn't happen in a vacuum, that it unfolded very slowly. With that Knight of Pentacles underneath, there was this awareness that like we kind of have to have a plan going forward. This isn't something that we can keep revisiting. That's the energy I'm picking up, is something that kept popping up, creating conflict. Might not have been an actual conflict between the two of you directly. For me, the Five of Wands often feels like it's an outside source of conflict, and can be related to anything, but it seems like it was pretty pivotal. But it does feel to me like you have been able to move beyond it. So now where we find ourselves presently, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Two of Wands again. Yeah. So essentially what happens here now is there's this energy of sincerity about moving beyond it, but an awareness, a conscious awareness that it's going to take time. We're choosing the path here in unconscious awareness that appears now from the top of the deck, conscious awareness. So whatever it is you've been working through behind the scenes energetically with what do we want, where is this headed, or where do I want this to go, there's an awareness, and there has been an awareness that it might take some time to move beyond the difficult energy, but there's a sincere desire to do so. And so that leads to this Ten of Pentacles with the Two of Wands, right? It makes sense because you don't go from 0 to 100 miles an hour. So I feel something disrupted this connection. You are now back on track. I do feel some measure of releasing something that may have been disruptive to the connection, toxic to the connection even, where everything was on the line. And there was a make it or break it. And I think you made it. And now you're moving into this next leg of the journey with the Two of Wands toward the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, well, and now you see the answer coming up. Yeah, I feel there's presently some worry. So like if this was a private reading and your question was, I don't know if we're going to make it. I don't know if this is like the one. I don't know if we can go the distance. I'd be saying, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. So some anxiety is adaptive. You know, too much, not so good. But you know, if you're going to go take a test, or you're going for a new job and, you know, you're going for the interview, think about that. It's pretty anxiety provoking. But what happens is it's adaptive. We put our best foot forward. We get all that adrenaline circulating through the body, and we tend to come out better for it. So I'm going to say that's what I'm seeing here, because the Nine of Wands underneath is that I'm not going to give up on this. I know this person is the one. I believe we have a future together. That's the path I'm choosing. Yeah, is it a little bit of a nail biter? Sure, but I'm not giving up. There's perseverance here that I'm seeing. With the double hit of the Two of Wands is telling me this choice has been made within your body and within your conscious awareness. You're like, yeah, this is what I want. This is the direction I'm moving. And these are the things that we then have to take action on and set intentions around, and set certain things in motion that support those intentions. So let me just say that, because then in the near future, I see this Ace of Cups return in the hands of the Knight of Cups. And knights make offers, and this is romantic and beautiful and lovely and charming and sincere. Two of Pentacles. Right, like I know we have some things to work through, and I can just hear this conversation we have some things to work through, 8 of Pentacles. And I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how it's going to come out. And yeah, there's a little bit of apprehension around it. When the moon shows up in unconscious awareness, it's the fear that kind of resides inside. And what we need to do is be consciously aware that that is a fact of human existence. And we need to kind of pull that into our conscious awareness and use it as intuition. What does my intuition say? Instead of where is fear guiding me? Does that make sense? So I do feel like there's this beautiful energy coming toward you in the future, though it can be something that we're not sure how this is going to go, but we're going to definitely give it the old school try. We're going to put our attention, our heads down, focus on it, be consciously aware that we need to do some work on this connection. And we don't know where it's going to take us, but the intentions look good. So now let's see the Ace of Cups with the beautiful Empress, Divine Feminine. Magician. Fool, whole new beginning. Yes, for those of you who are in separation, reunion is on the menu being manifested. For those of you who kind of have hit a little bit of a rough patch, I feel you get beyond it. There's a leap for love here that's being manifested. And with the Judgment card, second chances, forgiveness, reunion, redemption even. For some of you where things were pretty much finito, there's like this redeemed quality to Judgment. Really looks beautiful. I feel like this is something you're manifesting quite consciously. And it might kind of surprise you even. The Fool is Uranus and Judgment. The Fool, Uranus is the Great Awakener. Judgment is often known as the Great Destroyer. I know, hold on. But things that don't serve us need to be torn down so that something can rise up to take its place. If you look at the Judgment card, it's the Archangel calling the sinners up out of their graves, giving them the new life. And that's how I'm seeing this, as new life being breathed into this connection, a brand new start, a fresh new start, beautiful and lovely and focused, which is really important. So that's what I have for you, Aries. I know that went quick, but here's the thing. I'm going to give you the astrology. Before I do that, there's a link in the description box below. What I want to kind of see here is what's happening with your person. All right? We've seen this more from your point of view. What's really going on with your person? How are they seeing this situation? How are they seeing you at this time? Or what do they think or feel about you at this time? What are their intentions toward you and the connection going forward? That's what we'll examine in the extended. So here's who shows up. Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. The Strength card is Leo. We are in Leo season and we've got that beautiful Lionsgate energy supporting us. Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 9 of Pentacles happens to be Virgo. Death card is Scorpio. We have the Knight of Pentacles, more Virgo. The World is Saturn, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And Knight of Cups, more Pisces. The Moon, more Pisces. Magician is Mercury, which rules Virgo and Gemini. Mercury is now in the sign of Virgo, so he's happy there. Communication goes well and smoothly, although he's going to turn around and head retrograde soon, so be paying attention to that. The Fool is the planet Uranus, like I said, which rules Aquarius, and Judgment is Pluto, which rules Scorpio, and Empress is Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra. Venus is now in Leo, and she's retrograde. So we kind of have Venus tied back to the Strength card. So we do a lot of review in retrogrades. So it just sort of feels like something's about to come full circle in a beautiful way. I hope you enjoyed it. The link to the extended is below. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.